So students, in this video you are going to study how to delete from a B tree. Okay. So like we have discussed in the previous lecture, during insertion the key is always inserted into the leaf. Okay. So for deletion also we always do the removal from a leaf. Okay. Please remember, we always delete from a leaf node. Okay. So there are many possible ways to do. Okay, so we will discuss some of the ways in which we can do it. Okay, so in the first case, if the key is already in the leaf node, okay, then we remove that key. Okay, then when we remove the key, just like during insertion we were checking whether there is a maximum number of keys in the node, during deletion we have to check for minimum number of keys. So when we remove the key, there should be not very few keys left. Okay, so there's a formula given to determine the minimum number of keys that each node should have, and that formula is based on the order of the B tree. Okay, in the second case, suppose the key to be deleted is not in the leaf node. Okay, then if suppose its predecessor or successor is in the leaf node, then we delete the key and we promote the predecessor or successor to the in place of the deleted keys position. Okay, so in case a key is not in the leaf node, then we delete it and we promote either the predecessor or successor depending on how you are writing the program. Okay, and we delete the key. So this is the formula. In this line you can see the minimum number of keys. The formula for that is n minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so these are the minimum number of keys that each node should have when you are doing deletion. Okay, so whenever you delete a key, okay, and from the leaf node, and the number of the keys in the node drops to below this formula n minus 1 divided by 2, then that situation is called as an underflow. Okay, so when you finish deleting and when you are doing deleting, if the number of keys drops below this number n minus 1 divided by 2, that situation will be known as a underflow. So if underflow happens, then there are 4 cases that can happen. Okay, so we'll look at those cases in general. So what you need to remember from these slides is, first of all, if you are doing deletion, okay, you are always going to delete from the leaf node. Okay, when you are deleting from the leaf node, if no underflow, then you're going to remove the key. Okay, and that's it, you're done with the deletion. But if there is underflow, okay, then you're going to look at these cases. There are 4 types of cases that could happen. Okay, if there is underflow, so you need to remember this. Okay, when you do deletion, again when you do deletion, if you are deleting from a non-leaf node, then we find the predecessor or successor of the key we are deleting, and we promote that predecessor or successor in the position of the deleted key. Okay, so for example, let's take the example where we are say we are having the order of this tree as 5. Okay, so the minimum number of keys that each node should have is, say, using the formula n minus 1 divided by 2. Okay, so in this case n order is 5, so you will get n minus 1 divided by 2, that is 4 divided by 2. You will get the minimum number of keys that each node should have as 2. Okay, so suppose you have been told to delete 8. First of all, when you are deleting, if you are deleting the key and the key is in the leaf node, these are all your leaf nodes, right? These are your leaf nodes. If the key is in the leaf node, then it's very good, you can directly delete it based on this minimum number of keys, checking for this condition. But suppose you are deleting, okay, and that key is not in a leaf node, okay. Say here we are having some more number, okay, just for example say we are having here some more number, okay. Say there is 5 also, okay. Say there is 3, 5 and 8, okay, and I'm deleting 8. So just imagine like that 8 with this node is a non-leaf node, okay. This is a non-leaf node. So in that case you need to find a predecessor or successor of that, okay. The predecessor of 8 is 7, okay. This is the predecessor. The successor of 8 is 12, okay. So you need to delete this, and in its place you can promote either the predecessor or the successor. So suppose I have written the algorithm where in place of 8 the successor will be placed. So I will place 8 there. In place of 8 I will place 12, okay. So 12 will be removed from this leaf node, and I will delete 8, and in place of 8 I will place 12. So this is how we do deletion from a non-leaf node, okay. This is what we meant by deleting from a non-leaf node. Suppose you have been, again the same example, order is 5, so minimum number of keys is say 2. So suppose now you have been told, second example, you have been told to delete 16, okay. 16 is here, is in a leaf node. So by deleting 16 it does not cause the underflow, okay. When minimum number of keys is supposed to be 2, by applying the formula n minus 1 divided by 2, and the order n is 5, okay. So by deleting 16 it does not cause any underflow, so it directly deletes 16 from here, and you are done with the deletion, okay. But suppose deleting any other value causes an underflow. Say I tell you now to delete say 45, okay. Now deleting 45, the number of keys that are left is just 1, and minimum number of keys that should have been 2. Then this situation is known as a underflow. And if underflow occurs, then you have to apply the 4 cases that I am going to teach you, okay. So I hope you have understood all these cases. Deleting from a non-leaf node, I just told you. Deleting from a leaf node with no underflow, okay, with no underflow, and deleting from a leaf node with underflow, okay. This we are going to see now. We are going to see the 4 cases for this. Deleting from a non-leaf node and deleting from a leaf node with no underflow. I hope you have understood how it is to be done, okay. If you have any questions, you can put it in the chat box. I will answer it. So now let's look at this situation wherein we are going to delete from a leaf node and underflow occurs, and let's look at these 4 cases, okay. So the first case is, these cases are to be done only when underflow occurs, okay. Please note, they are not to be done otherwise. If there is no underflow, do not apply the cases. An underflow situation is when the number of keys drops. I'm emphasizing this. The number of keys drops below this n minus 1 divided by 2. That situation is called underflow. Underflow happens, then you apply the cases, okay. Otherwise you don't need to apply the cases. So let's see the first case. Suppose, okay, you can just read this, okay. So the first case says, if the brother contains more than n minus 1 divided by 2 keys, the key k in the father node, which separates the 2 brothers, can be added to the underflow node, and the last key of the older brother or the first key of the younger brother is added to the father in place of k, okay. Now what do you mean by older brother and younger brother? You can see here, okay, in this example here, these are all the nodes, okay, belonging to this, okay, all are attached to this parent, okay. So these are nodes are all siblings, okay. So if you consider this is the older brother, Okay, this is the younger brother, and this is the next younger brother. Okay, so this is the youngest, you can say, and this is, if you want, you can say as the middle brother. Okay, so you are having a older brother, a middle brother, and a younger brother. So with reference to this node, the older brother is this. Okay, similarly, the younger brother is this. So similarly, if you take these nodes here, for this node, the older brother is here and the younger brother is here. Okay. Similarly here at this level, okay, for this node, this is the younger brother, and for this node, this is the older brother at this level. Okay. So I hope you got that. Now just we'll look at this case how to apply. Okay, so suppose you have been told to delete 113. Okay, you have been told to delete 113. Okay, so the first step in deletion is to calculate the minimum number of keys. If you have not calculated before, you need to calculate the minimum number of keys by using the order. Okay, so in the next slide you can see we have calculated the minimum number of keys for order 5. Okay, so minimum number of keys that should be present in each node is at least 2 keys should be present. Okay, so now by deleting 113, if we delete this 113, you can see that it violates this condition. We are not having now 2 keys left in this node. Okay, we are not having 2 keys left in that node. So in that case, what we do is, okay, we take the key from the parent node. Okay, this is the key K. We are calling this as the key K that separates these two nodes. Okay, that separates these two nodes. Okay, the branches are coming from both sides of this value 120. Okay, we are calling this as the key K value that separates the two brothers. We take this value, okay, and we push it down here. So you can see here 120 is come down here in place of 113. Okay, so once we place this 120 down, we have placed 120 down here, like you can see here, we have placed the 120 down. So here this value is blank, nothing is there here. Okay, so after pushing this 120 down here to this underflow node, this is the underflow node. Okay, now you can see the number of values is proper. It should have at least 2 values and it is having 2 values. Okay, but here now there is no value that is separating both the nodes. So in order to rectify that, the first value, okay, first value of younger node, okay, of younger node, first value of younger node is sent on top. So 126 comes in the place of 120. Okay, so when 126 is sent on top, obviously it is not present here. Okay, so this is how it looks. 126 is gone on top, okay, and 120 comes down. So in the first case, what we do is, whenever a underflow occurs, we look at its sibling. Okay, we look at its sibling, at a younger brother, or if there was a older brother, we look at any one of the siblings. If there was an older brother, we could have also borrowed the value from here. Okay, so that is what we do. Okay, that we will see in the next case, borrowing from the other siblings. So right now I hope you have understood the first case. Based on what I just explained, you can just read this case again. Just read it again. Now you will understand what we have just I have explained. So in case of, if you are taking the key from the older brother, then you need to take the last key. Okay, last key. And if you are taking from a younger brother, you need to take the first key. So here see, for example, when 120, this 120 was pushed here. Okay, 120 was pushed here. This was the younger brother. So I took the first key. I'm not taking any other values. These values I'm not touching. Only the first value. Okay. This first value I copy here because it's the younger brother. But if the same thing I was doing with the older brother, then like it has been told here, I will have taken the last key. So if your older brother are doing the same thing with the older brother and say they were here values, okay, say just for example I'm writing some values here, say there were 60, 71 and 72, and I needed to take this key, then the 72 would have gone. Okay, the last key if it is the older brother. Okay, so let's look at the second case. Okay, so in second case, now, so you always, now when you're doing this deletion and underflow occurs, first you will try to do case 1. If case 1 is not working, then you will go to case 2. Now, suppose you have been told to delete 120. Okay, so if you delete 120, again we are doing the same. Okay, it's order 5, so minimum number of keys required is 2. Okay, so again there's the underflow here. So we'll try to apply case 1. We'll try to apply case 1. Now case 1 says that if you try to apply, okay, so I take this 126 down, like how we did in the previous slide. I take this 126 down. Okay, if I take 126 down, I can borrow this first key. Okay, if I take this 135 on top, like the first case, what will happen? Here now, here underflow is solved. Okay, in this node the underflow is solved, but here underflow occurs. You can see only one key is left. Okay, when I applied case 1, this is by applying case 1. So I cannot apply case 1 here. Okay, because it solves the underflow in one place, in one node, but introduces the underflow in the other brother. Okay, so I cannot obviously apply case 1. So in that case, what I will do is, I will apply case 2. So in case 2, what it says, if both the brothers contain exactly n-1 divided by 2 keys, no keys can be shifted. Okay, in that case, the underflow node and one of its brothers are concatenated. Concatenated means merged. Okay, into a single node that also contains the separator key K. Okay, the separator key K from their father. Okay, so what it means is, now I want to delete 120. Okay, all these nodes are having exactly 2 keys. All the siblings, the brothers. Okay, here also there was 2 keys before I deleted 120. So I cannot apply case 1, because if I apply case 1, then one of its brothers will become again into underflow. Okay, so in that case, what I do, I take this 126 down, I take it down. Okay, I take this 126 down, but I merge this node, the middle node, with either the younger brother, or I can merge it with its older brother. Okay, any one side I can merge. So in this example, I am merging with the right side, that is with the younger brother. Okay, so I'm merging this entire thing into one node. So I will get 90, 126, 135, 142. Okay, so after I merge, then I draw this appropriate separator, this branch. So this is how you apply case 2. Okay, so third case. Now third case is a combination of your first and second cases. Okay, third and the fourth case are combination of your first and second cases. Suppose you have been told to delete 65. You can see 65 is here. Again, we are having order 5 minimum number of keys required is therefore 2 by applying the formula n minus 1 divided by 2. So if I delete this 65, it causes underflow. If it causes underflow, what you're going to do? Okay, you can try to borrow from its brother by applying case 1. But if you apply case 1, okay, now when you are borrowing from the brother, you can borrow only from the immediate next node. Okay, this is the older brother, this is the middle brother, and this is the younger brother. So the older brother cannot borrow from the younger brother directly. Okay, directly. So I cannot take 153 and do something with that. Okay, you have to, the adjacent nodes, those only ones you can manage, okay, to do while applying these cases. Remember that. So if I delete the 65, there's a underflow. Okay, so what we can do is we can check here. Okay, so we are going to apply now two cases. Okay, so what we are going to do is, if I try to borrow from the parent, the father node, okay, I can try to borrow from the father node from here. Okay, so you can see here there is 80 and 150. Okay, there's 80 and 150. So if I delete this 65, then I can take this 80 here. Okay, I can take this 80 here. When I take this 80 here, I will get the node like this, 72 and 80. Okay, and I will get 87 and 96. But when I take 80 down by applying case 1, okay, I am applying case 1, it causes an underflow here. It causes an underflow here. So because it's causing an underflow here, I cannot apply case 1. So what I do? I apply case 2. So when I apply case 2, what happens? 65 is deleted. So when I apply case 2, this 80 is taken down. 72, 80, 87, 96 are merged. Okay, it's case 2 now. These things are merged. There's an underflow here. Okay, so again I try to apply at this level either case 1 or case 2. So when I apply case, again case 1, 170 I can pull it down. Okay, so you can see 150 and 170 comes here. Okay, and the first key of the younger brother is taken on top. Because 170 is taken down, 180 can be taken on top. So it looks like this. Okay, so since 180 is taken down, only 220 and 280 remains here. So basically what I'm doing in this is I'm applying both the cases simultaneously, the previous two cases. Okay, sometimes you may have to apply case 1 only 2 times or case 2 only 2 times. Okay, so basically the third case and the fourth case are combinations of your, or you use the previous two cases to solve the third case. So basically in the third case, what happens is that when you are trying to borrow values, also in the father node, in the parent node, a underflow occurs. In that case, you borrow from the father's siblings. You borrow from the father's siblings if they have extra keys. Okay, so here you saw that this node had 3 keys, which was more than the minimum. So obviously I knew that this father had to borrow from his younger brother. Okay, here we had to do concatenation at this level, and this father had to borrow from his younger brother. We are applying case 2 here and case 1 here. Okay, and in the fourth case, in the worst case, when the father's brothers also do not have spare keys. Okay, here you are seeing that the younger brother of the father had a spare key, but the older one did not have. But it could so happen that older one also is not having spare key, younger one is also not having spare key. Okay, so in that time what you will do, the father and his brother may have to be concatenated. Okay, so you concatenate at 2 levels, at the lowest level also here, like how we did, at the father's level also you do the concatenation, and you borrow the key from the grandfather. Okay, so that's the case 4. So this is how the deletion happens in a B tree. Okay, so you need to little bit go through these cases